This is Councilman Brett Sanders. We started out with a report from the Public Safety Committee that was held on July the 6th. There was approval for a hospital partnership on QRVs that can range up to $1.4 million of a private government partnership, which also led into the recommendation from the committee on our EMS system. The QRV system played a major role in that decision. Tonight was a very heated debate. We had a lot of citizens show up tonight. A lot of citizens showed up and expressed their concerns. We had, like I said, it was a vote 4-3 in favor of going under a one-county system. The one-county system will eliminate seven different chiefs, 7 different administrations, 7 different directions, 7 different rules, policies, and procedures. It will all be under one county brand system. Actually, it'll be the QRVs will come under the county, which the plan actually called, I think right now the county is supposed to be supplied with 16 or 16.5 ambulances. I think from the research I've done, only 14 are actually in service, and with 3 QRVs. This new system is going to have 17 ambulances and over 4 times the number of QRVs. I think it was 14 QRVs. Like I said, it is a huge decision. There's a lot of emotions involved. It is an emotional decision for me when I first look at it, but I look at the facts and figures, go through everything. I went through hundreds and hundreds of pages. This is an issue that's been going on for years. There was a study done in 2016 that actually identified current problems, future problems, and some ways to correct it. And you know, I apologize to the taxpayers and the citizens for I wasn't on council, but for allowing it to be drug out over a 6-year period of time, with the citizens getting they've been getting a good service, but there is a lot of room for improvements. We have based on the studies I've done on the financials, you had like 28% that I don't see how it's going to succeed into the future. Then you had 63% that's having some financial problems currently. The best run EMS system and the strongest financial one actually is, well, I was told by their board of directors and their chief, I think it started out at they were losing $12,000 a month, and this last during this council meeting tonight, I had one of the board of directors approach me and said it was over $20,000. So, you know, there's a lot of misinformation. I hope that the increase in quality of care, increase in accountability, increase in the number of ambulances and QRVs, that the public will actually get a better quality of care with a faster response time, and actually at a savings. You know, that's yet to be seen, but my thing is, if we can increase the number of ambulances, increase QRVs, that will increase the quality of care, and that's first and foremost for the citizens of my district and for Anderson County. Enough on that. The second thing we had a report from the Public Planning Works Committee, which the Honorable Cindy Wilson chairs. I'm actually on that committee, and that is, she gave us a report on conservation subdivision to allow developers to cluster houses and leave more green space. And it's a process that's been worked on, I think, prior to me coming on the council. Hopefully by the next meeting we'll have an ordinance in place that we can start tweaking and bring something before council to actually vote on. And I'm excited about that. I mean, with all the cookie cutter type subdivision that you see going on now. It'll be a fresh change, and I think once the developers see the opportunity to provide green space, walking trails, and things of that nature, that they can still turn a profit or the same level of return or return on investment that they're required. I think that it will be a good thing and an alternative, something else in the zoning and building codes and planning commission's toolbox that allow them to possibly access. We also had the Honorable Glenn Davis named the Broadway Lake facility, made a proposal to rename it the Gracie Floyd Event Center at Broadway Lake. I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great tribute to Miss Floyd. Miss Floyd served many years on council, very vocal, very caring for her citizens, her community, and her district. And I'm happy to see that Councilman Davis requested that name be changed. She thought a lot of that facility and those people down there. And I think Mr. Davis is, I think Ms. Floyd's looking down and she's proud that he's actually filling her seat, and I think he's doing a great job, and I look forward to continue working with him as well.
Put it out the proposal. We're going to name the event center at Broadway Lake after Gracie. Why did y'all decide? I knew I was going to name something after. Why did y'all decide to make it the event center at Broadway Lake?
Well, seeing as how the event center is in District 2 and it's county-owned property, I just felt that that would be the thing to do, and it doesn't cost anything. We don't have to make any renovations. We don't have to go to the state. You know, I heard that there were certain proposals out there to name a road, but it's going to take a lot longer. So, being the new councilman on the block, I figured it would be appropriate to name the McFalls Landing Event Center, the Gracie Floyd Event Center at McFalls Landing. And I talked to her sons and they were on board, so that meant a lot. When they told me they were good with it, I decided to go forth and bring it before council tonight.
Also, tonight we had a lot of third readings that were actually a lot of third readings that were eliminated or deleted from tonight's council meeting. Those third readings, I think, were sent out or publicized for the meeting to be held at the old courthouse at the normal council chambers. Tonight we met at the Civic Center, so for that reason we pushed those aside so that there wouldn't be any confusion on the third readings, and especially on, we're saying they're going to be at one place and publicize it and then it not happen there. So after that we had went into our ordinances second reading, which, give me a second here, I always take notes on everything. So ordinance second reading, we had ordinance 2021-40 was an ordinance to amend Chapter 2, Article 5 of the Code of Ordinances, and that was purchasing, which I think I discussed last time. Anything less than $20,000 would be a verbal or written quote with a minimum of 3 vendors. Anything greater than $5,000 could be, or less than $5,000, excuse me, anything less than $5,000 could be done without bids. It actually is trying to clean up the bid process. Not really, I say clean up, but expedite it. I mean, you have certain things, and I know a lot of people hear me say it a lot of times, things in government move slow, a little too slow sometimes for my comfort, but if you have an air condition go out, you know, you have to have a request for proposal. That has to be written up. It has to be sent out. You have to have bids. It has to come back before council or go before a committee. They have to choose the winner of the bid, then bring it to council to vote on it. So by the time you know, you get around to approving that bid for the air condition, it's wintertime and you don't need it. So I think this will allow a lot more of a expeditious type system. So that was second reading. We had ordinance 2021-42, and that was an ordinance authorizing a fee in lieu agreement between Anderson County and a project called Project Amelia. That is actually some additions to a current company here in Anderson. It's a $13 million investment. Also, second reading, we had ordinance 2021-43, authorizing a fee in lieu agreement between Anderson County and Project Limestone, which that is a $31 million investment on speculative or spec buildings. Actually, tonight I think I heard it was 800,000 square feet. Also, ordinance 2021-44 was a fee in lieu agreement between Anderson County and Project Flay, which is an ag manufacturing company that's coming to Anderson. It's going to provide 41 jobs at an average pay of $20.66 per hour with benefits and a $29.6 million investment. Ordinance second reading 2021-45 was an agreement for the development of a joint county and business park of Anderson and Greenville to enlarge the park to add Fatessa, I believe was the name, in Simpsonville, and that's actually one of the reciprocal relationships we have with Greenville County, where Anderson County would get 1% of those property taxes. Ordinance first reading tonight, we had an ordinance authorizing a fee in lieu agreement between Anderson County and Project Polly, which is a $17.9 million investment at a 6% tax rate, $29.19 per hour, an annual payroll of $44 million and 76 new jobs created. Ordinance first reading was 2021-47 was an ordinance to enlarge the industrial park of Anderson County and Greenville on Project Stella, which is similar to one of the projects I just mentioned earlier, or same procedures. We also had an ordinance authorizing the sale of Anderson County on sewer capacity to the town of Williamston, which I think was we had actually had extra capacity that we weren't utilizing. Williamston has experienced some growth, some subdivisions coming in there, and the county was actually able to sell some of that capacity back to Williamston at a cost that didn't cost the county anything, but actually was allowing Williamston to progress and move forward. I'm excited to see the county working with our municipalities in the town of Williamston. Their mayor was here, a couple of council members, their new fire chief, to express their thanks, and I'm happy that we were able to accommodate them. 2021-49 was a authorization of a fee in lieu agreement and a special resource credit between Anderson County and Robert Bosch Corporation, and that's another expansion. I think $195 million annual payroll that I think I heard Mr. Burris say was $54 million a year, 125 new jobs. So I'm glad to see Bosch expanding and offering career opportunities for Anderson County residents. 2021-50 was a fee in lieu agreement between Anderson County and a project called The Company. It's a 5-year extension over a minimum investment requirement, creating, between Anderson County and The Company, authorizing a 5-year extension on all investments over a minimum investment requirement, creating joint county industrial and business park relationships with Greenville County. It's a $29 million project, 25 jobs at $20.07 per hour. Resolutions tonight. We had a resolution approving C funds, which is funds from the state requested from the Anderson County Transportation Committee for paving on certain Anderson County maintained roads. I think it was Raymond Road, Pine Road, Bagwell Glen Subdivision, West Ridge North Subdivision, and Oaklawn Heights, to name a few. There was also a resolution tonight, Resolution 034, authorizing a fee in lieu agreement between Anderson County and Project Polly, which I think I discussed earlier. We also went into executive session to get some advice on a couple of legal issues. Once we done that, we had bid approval, the Dolly Cooper Park fuel tank installation, which went to MECO of Greenville for $108,000, I think it was. It's a 5,000 gallon dual compartment tank that I'm glad to see for Councilman Davis and some of my upper areas that it was done that way. The Sheriff's Department can keep deputies in that area longer without having to come all the way back to Anderson for refueling. So it will create a larger presence of deputies up in the northern part of the county. We also accepted a road in Walker's Point subdivision. The road met all county standards and specs, and that was brought in. And we had an appointment for Brad Swilling for District 6 on the Zoning Board of Appeals. And after that, that was, I think, pretty much it tonight. We had some requests by council, normal stuff, and we ended with council remarks and into the council meeting. So thank you everyone for watching, and please come out and support your county and ask questions and get involved. Thank you.